Shalom, shalom, family. I was examining the videos about the old white man that shot the black woman, and I was looking at the news, and I want y'all to see if y'all notice anything. Okay, I just want y'all to critically think. That's why they want to pump your brain full of chemicals and all kind of unnatural stuff. So when they tell you something, you just go on and don't ask no questions. But I want y'all, all right, after I get through with this intro, I want y'all to just sit back and see what you can notice. Put your critical thinking hat on. All right. Now keep in mind the kind of videos I put together. I show stuff. I don't just randomly say stuff and state it as fact without a disclaimer. Okay? Just hold on. We let some folks come in.
Me and all my troops, no time for a truce, there's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stand clear of civilian affairs. Hold up, soldier, salute. If you're going up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Soldier, salute. If you're going up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Throw it up, salute. On to the truth. Me and all my troops, no time for a truce, there's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stand clear of civilian affairs. Hold up, soldier, salute. If you're going up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Soldier, salute. If you're going up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Throw it up, salute.
Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they do things just to make us mad? Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they hate us so bad? It's gotta be something deeper, deeper, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deep, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deeper. It's gotta be. They said oppression drives a wise man mad. There's only so much he can take. Oh, so just take a look around you. You'll see so much mental destruction. And no matter how hard I try, I run into a broken system. This life we live has been a lie. We've been taught polluted information. They tried to cut us from our heritage, the greatest people who had ever lived. Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they do things just to make us mad? Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they hate us so bad? It's gotta be something deeper, deeper, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deep, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deeper. It's gotta be. Have you ever wondered why they massacre our brothers? They cause us to hate one another, to make it hard to come together. It's never ever too late. We need to cry out to be awakened from this strong delusion. We need to stop all this confusion and start a spiritual movement so we can turn back to our God. Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they do things just to make us mad? Why do they treat us so bad? So bad. Why do they hate us so bad? Why? It's gotta be something deeper. It's gotta be something deeper. It's gotta be something deeper. Deeper. It's gotta be something deeper. It's gotta be. Could it be the melanin? Deeper. Could it be that we're stronger? Could it be our women? Deeper. What could it be? Could it be our rhythm? Deeper. We got so much abilities and so many enemies. Deeper. We've been through so many pain. Oh, hey, somebody please tell me what's going on. 'Cause we can't even get some coffee. And we can't even watch a movie. We can't even buy groceries. Guilty walking, so they shoot us in the streets. We know the hate is really deep. We gotta be the chosen people. We've been through so much evil. I feel it in my soul. They kill us in our home. I feel it in my soul. Deep down in my soul. Whoa, yeah. Just the mere sight of us brings fear. And all it really takes is to have a conversation about the truth, about who we really are, and accept it.
All right, family. I want y'all to pay attention to what's not being said. And I want y'all to put in the comment section what y'all notice. Okay? Now, they keep talking about these doggone mystery scammers. Okay? All right? I'm just giving you a nugget. So, all right, now, let's get on into it. Let me see here.
Will stop you in your tracks. And I'm going to warn you, it is difficult to both watch and to hear. Sheriff deputy.
Now, why she had to say stop you dead in your tracks? I want y'all to notice all this little stuff they be doing. Okay? Let me see. Let me do a sign. Okay, y'all. Let me know if y'all can't hear something. Stop you dead in your track. I'll tell you what. The next dead white person come across this, I want you to say something like that too. The next video go stop them dead in their tracks.
This next video will stop you in your tracks. And I'm going to warn you, it is difficult.
Well, I apologize. She didn't say dead. But still, think about that though.
To both watch and to hear. Sheriff deputies in Western Ohio believe it shows two people ensnared by a scammer.
Okay, notice. They ain't verifying anything. They believe. Okay, what are phone numbers at? You know what? I don't need me beating around the bush. Let me go in and go to the notepad. Okay, what a search warrant at for Uber since they suspended the account? What a search warrant at getting that account holder's information? Huh? What the information about an ongoing investigation? Where that at? Huh? What a cell phone information? What a call log at? About this? How many times did he call the old man trying to get money out of him. What the call logs at? Okay, what a search warrant at for his phone company about how many times he called this old man trying to scam him out some money. What scammer y'all know, family? Gonna tell you to meet him at the courthouse to steal from him. Do that sound like any hood dude you know? You scamming somebody, but I'm gonna meet you at the courthouse to steal your money. Huh? Y'all, talk to me. Talk to me, family. Look, hey, you know what? After watching this old man, you know what? Doggone, I used to say in my mind, I might just try to hold back on the old man. I don't know. He might used to have my granddad and them hanging somewhere. I don't know no more. I'm gonna break Pop off something. I'm gonna neutralize the threat.
Who orchestrated a deadly meetup via their phones last month. Dash cam video shows 81-year-old William Brock pointing a gun at.
Now I want you to listen. They ain't verifying nothing. The police suspect. For all we know, they manufacturing stories. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to chill out. But I want y'all to listen. They are not verifying nothing. They ain't getting no they ain't getting no search warrants and try to get no investigation. They ain't talking about no IP addresses on the scammers, nothing. They just telling you, and we supposed to take that and go head on with it. Okay?
To both watch and to hear. Sheriff deputies in Western Ohio believe it shows two people ensnared by a scammer who orchestrated a deadly meetup via their phones last month. Dash cam video shows 81-year-old William Brock pointing a gun at 61-year-old Lolitha Hall as she tries to escape.
She should have been fighting. Well, it's easy for me to sit here and say that. Number one, she trespassing. Well, not really trespassing, but she's supposed to be there. But it's a hard situation. When he got close enough, hey, I took a gun, took all the bullets out and left. I'd at least done that.
William Brock pointing a gun at 61-year-old Lolitha Hall as she tries to escape. Investigators say Brock had been on the phone with the scammer who tried to extort him and threatened his family when Hall pulled up. Brock thought Hall was in on the scam, but police.
Now, I'm going to say this while I'm thinking about it. If you don't hear nothing about no scammer and no more information, y'all might as well just null and void. If they don't come forth with nothing, you understand what I'm saying? All these electronics is rigged. It's connected to something that can be traced. So whatever I say and put out here on the internet, I would tell the feds to their face. I tell them to their damn face.
Say that she had no idea about it. They say she was scammed into going there to pick up a package. In the dash cam video, you can hear Hall plead for her life before Brock shot her.
Stop. I'll call 911.
Okay, she said stop or she'll call 911. How come he didn't call the police? He's so scared. Did y'all even think of that? How come he didn't call the police? He's so scared for his life. Think about it. She's saying stop, or she gonna do that sound like a criminal? Oh, I'm trying to rob you. Let me call the police to catch myself. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see it up on the screen. Stop, or I will. This is the woman. And another thing, I'm gonna let it play. All right, I don't want to hear no more of that. She trying to get away from him. She going to her car. Clearly not a threat. All right. Let me try to fast forward a little bit. Now look here. He threatening her. Y'all see what's wrote up on the screen, right? Now it's kidnapping. She trying to leave and he holding her hostage. Okay. All right, let me go to another video right quick. What y'all think? Y'all tell me what y'all think. I tell y'all what. If y'all see any threat, y'all neutralize that darn threat. I don't give a damn if they 80 years old. I'm sick of these old heathens. If they coming at you with a doggone, if they coming at you with a weapon trying to, that's not harmless, family. That's not harmless. Okay? That's not harmless. These folks is operating on something completely different than us. I don't care if he 99 and a half. Put his tail in jail. I don't care about he an old man. Lock his tail up. I saw old black men with one leg in a wheelchair up in prison with me. If it's good for a black man, it's good for all of them. If it's good for us, it's good for them. And you would think, since they portray we so doggone just out of our mind, they'd have been taking advantage of the weak. But that ain't what I saw. I'm not saying that's not always the case. That ain't what I saw. I saw a young man, barely in his 20s, couldn't even walk straight, couldn't even hold a cup of water. And they got him in there with us. The Bloods took care of him, though. You understand? Yeah, the Bloods took care of him. The guy clearly should have been in the hospital. Somebody tricked that boy. That's what I think happened. They tricked him into giving some dope to somebody, and they locked him up. He probably didn't even know what he was having. That dude, what mind wasn't right. I lived in there with him. Couldn't even walk straight with a cup of water. And they got him in there with us.
Deadly encounter between two people who...
I'm going to make sure this video play. I'm going to have to do a video about the doggone... I'm going to have to do a video about the oldest war. We are currently in the oldest war. The longest running war. That's what we in. I'm gonna do that. The longest war is really just one war. But then let me stick right here on this.
Did not know each other and were both victims of phone scammers. Victim one, 81-year-old William Brock, received threatening calls last month saying his family was in danger and demanding money.
Okay, what the evidence that he received these calls? They making these statements. Okay, and another thing, when do they do this for black folks? When do they offer a reason as to why a black person did anything? Huh? I can't read y'all comment. I try to, but yeah, I'm trying to stay focused. When do they ever do this for black folks? Huh?
Encounter between two people who did not know each other and were both victims of phone scammers. Victim one, 81-year-old William Brock, received threatening calls last month saying his family was in danger and demanding money. And then the scammers also called an Uber driver, Lolitha Hall, to pick up a package from Brock's home.
Now, y'all know this. Y'all know something. This right here, it don't smell right. So you got so-called scammers on trackable, traceable devices, but they ain't coming up with no correspondence, no evidence that the scammer called, no cell phone records. They're not getting warrants for Uber. They can get a no-knock warrant off of lies and no evidence to kill Breonna Taylor, but they can't get no doggone warrants, bench warrants or search warrants for Uber to get the information of whose account that was that sent out this so-called scam.
Brock then confronted her with a gun, believing that she was connected to the threats he'd been receiving, and now he is charged with Hall's murder. Lily Luciano has the story, and we have to warn you, the video is disturbing.
I don't want to watch that shooting. I don't want to watch it. Y'all gonna have to go over here to yourself and watch it. You want to watch it. That woman, that woman barely could walk. Matter of fact, she kind of walked like that guy that I was just talking about in prison. Couldn't even walk and hold a cup of water. She kind of walked like him. No sense of the word threat.
(911)
I shot her in the leg the first time, and I shot her in the shoulder.
Why did you do that?
Because I was threatened that she was going to come and kill me.
Okay, but she threatened to call the police on him. Why he didn't call the police? Let me see what else. Let me see here. Yeah. But anyway, why they running out with this story as if and expect us to believe some imaginary scammers that A, his phone records ain't showing, they're not going into that. They're not saying it's an ongoing investigation. They ain't saying it's an ongoing investigation. You don't see nothing about no search warrant for no phone records of this heathen right here. You don't see no search warrant for no records of Uber as to who's responsible for that phone call. So I submit to you Exhibit D. They manufacturing stuff. That's what I exhibit to you until I see otherwise. Start asking questions, family.
The county sheriff's office says Brock was the subject of a scam call concerning an incarcerated relative, which turned to threats and a demand for money.
Okay. Now, let's dissect that. They said, now when do the sheriff ever speak on the behalf of black doggone criminals? When? I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds. Do anybody know of any circumstance where the doggone news cover for a black person, make up excuse for a black person, the doggone sheriff offer a reason as to why the black person might have committed this crime? Y'all know any of that? Huh? Okay. So there's clearly preferential treatment. He got the complexion for the protection. So it's not far-fetched as to say they might be lying. Okay. I see that. Okay. He had been the subject of a scam call concerning an but they ain't got no arrest. We gonna see. We gonna see if they sweep this under the rug. We gonna see. You can't even, look, I bet if you call the doggone Joe Biden and say you gonna give him a reason to go to sleep, I bet they find out where you at. They gonna go into your IP address on the internet. You know them little numbers and them decimals, your IP address. Notice IP address, as in location. Huh? They gonna go into the records of the telephone company. They gonna go into what tower it was hitting off of, how many times it hit off the tower, who was close to the tower. They gonna do all kind of forensic stuff. But all right, we gonna see. Okay, now I got another thing, another plausible possibility. Okay, maybe his relative did that to get money out of him. His relative might be in jail. His relative might owe somebody some money. His relative might be tired of eating that bologna up in prison. I'm just giving you a possibility as if it is a scammer, who it might be. And if it is, they can trace that right back to the jailhouse and give him some more charges. He can stay on in there if his relative done it. All right. But this is what the sheriff's saying. Without it, I don't see no evidence though. But the sheriff is saying he been in a call. He been in a scam call concerning incarceration. You know what this remind me of? When a Negro is hanging on a tree, and 30 minutes later they done already concluded that Negro committed suicide. See, I'm gonna give you a few ways you can dissect the lie of a possible suicide. You collect everything. You take pictures. You fan out. You fan out and take pictures. If a Negro climbed the tree, it's gonna be some fibers of that tree bark up in their clothing. If they climb and they use their arm, it's gonna be abrasion from the skin on the tree. You go up in there with a Q-tip. You swab that thing. You keep everybody else back out the way. Yeah, it's gonna be all kind of evidence. Y'all need to catch up on that them forensic shows. It'll show you what they ain't showing you. But all right.
Police say Hall, the driver, was also contacted either by the same scammer or an accomplice.
See, now which one is it? Did the same scammer contact her, or was it an accomplice? And if it's an accomplice, how they know that? Now, which one is it? How y'all know they contact? They not saying which one it was. So how you know it was? I'm just asking questions. Maybe somebody called in a Kia, maybe somebody what they call that when somebody called the police on somebody trying to get them killed. What they call that? What they call that? When somebody called the police on somebody lying trying to get them SWAT. What they call that, a SWAT?
Police say Hall, the driver, was also contacted either by the same scammer or an accomplice to pick up a package from Brock's residence through the Uber app.
The guy on the phone center here.
Okay.
Oh,
So the male on the phone was trying to get money from you, and she was knocking on the door at the
Now, if it's a scam, they're probably if it's a legitimate scam, they know something that they're not saying. But if you don't hear no more about this, you already know. If it's a scam, I can see them until they get everybody with. But why even say it was a scammer? Why not just leave him in jail? You understand? Why tip the scammers off? So if you withholding information so you catch everybody, why you gonna tip them off? Why not just run with the story? This man shot an Uber driver until you get your ducks lined up. I'm telling y'all, there's some dead cats and stuff everywhere around there.
on the phone center here.
Okay.
Oh,
So the male on the phone was trying to get money from you, and she was knocking on the door at the same time.
Now look, now I'm looking at the 911 caller. Look like she giving him an alibi. Look like the 911 caller is putting ideas in her head. Why not just have him tell what happened? Let him just say what happened. But that's just me.
The male on the phone was trying to get money from you, and she was knocking on the door at the same time.
yeah. And he was telling me he was going to kill me and the family and everybody else around.
Hall, who was sick.
This man's so scared, but he ain't called no police to get the wiretapped. He ain't called. He's so scared, but he ain't called. He worried about his family. Well, you gonna talk about some family? Hey, some mountains gonna get moved. Some preventative measures gonna be taken. But he gonna handle it himself. Y'all believe that? Look. He said some man was telling he was gonna kill him and the family and everybody else around. But he went out there. He went out there and wasn't worried about. He wasn't worried about her. He didn't see her as a threat. He turned his back and everything. But anyway, let me keep going.
And everybody else around.
Hall, who was 61, died from her injuries in the hospital. Police say she made no threats or assaults towards Brock before the shooting, other than to ask about the package she was sent to retrieve. They also say Brock took her cell phone and refused to let her leave. Last week, Brock was charged with felony murder, and now he could face...
Okay, he worried about dying, but he won't let her go. He took her cell phone. That's kidnapping. I bet you. I ain't heard no kidnapping charge, but I ain't looked at his record. There should be some kidnapping charges. I want his dusty tail to stay in there. Give him something to really worry about.
Last week, Brock was charged with felony murder, and now he could face 15 years to life behind bars, plus a $15,000 fine. He has pleaded not guilty.
What a kidnapping charge is. Anytime you hold somebody against their will, that's kidnapping. What a kidnapping charge is that? These so-called journalists. See what I'm saying? These so-called, these folks are, you know, they pay them what to say. Just like the rappers. Oh, they upgraded the charges. Okay. All right, Brother Slide. Let me put that up there. Let me put that up there then. Let me put that up there. Hold on. All right, then. Keep me straight then. Hey. Keep me straight. Yeah. This is what the Christians gonna do. This is what the Christians gonna do. They finna start a GoFundMe. They finna start. You know, they finna get the terrorist fund cracking. Whenever somebody kills us, they get the white Christians get the terrorist fund going. Them same folks gave Daniel Penny what? Over $3 million? That's what they do, just like clockwork. Yeah. But y'all go ahead on. Y'all go ahead on with that. I'm gonna call it what it is. Them. I tell you what. Yeah. Anyway, let me chill out. Let me chill out.
$1,000 fine. He has pleaded not guilty.
What does the prosecution need to prove in this case?
That Brock knew he was using deadly force. And what the prosecution is going to say is there is just no reason to shoot 3 times when somebody is trying to leave your property.
There's no reason to shoot at all. No reason at all. No reason to shoot at all. Woman barely can stand up.
Property. If somebody is trying to flee, almost by definition, they are no longer posing.
Y'all see that hammer back? I know some of y'all ain't familiar with guns. Y'all see that hammer draw back? Look like a 22. It might be a 38. He had that gun ready to shoot. Look, he wasn't playing. If you see the finger squeezing back on the trigger, you need to start trying to figure out. You need to start trying to figure out your next move. Okay? Now it's different on them guns, on them semi-automatics. Just look at it as a threat. Don't play around with it. Somebody got a weapon on you. You need to be trying to see what you can use around you. Learn to use whatever around you. Doggone it. David picked up 5 stones. Learn to use whatever around you. If you ain't got nothing else.
A threat.
Uber says it has banned the account of the person who ordered Hall's trip and has...
Okay, who was that person? What name was on that account? Y'all see how you get nothing burgers and word salad? Huh? Listen. Uber said they banned the account. Okay, where the information at? Whose name is on it? They better not bury this. If they bury it, y'all know what time it is.
Uber says it has banned the account of the person who ordered Hall's trip and has been in touch with both her family and Clark County law enforcement. It's hard to know if the...
Them folk, hey, her family, they need to sue Uber. Maybe that'll loosen their mouth and they'll start talking. Her family need to sue them. Maybe that'll loosen their jawstring, they jawstring, and they'll start talking and singing. Yeah.
Alleged scammers will be held liable for Hall's death is something that I asked Jessica. The alleged scammers will be held liable for Hall's death is something that I asked Jessica Levinson. She says it's not clear that they could have predicted that the ruse would lead to this.
Now they defending the scammers. She asked if the scammers would be held liable for the death. Now they defending the scammers. They couldn't have predicted that it would happen like this. Listen, y'all.
County law enforcement. It's hard to know if the alleged scammers will be held liable for Hall's death is something that I asked Jessica Levinson. She says it's not clear that they could have predicted that the ruse would lead to this horribly deadly tragedy.
Did y'all hear that? They taking up for the darn a black woman dead now. They don't care. Your job, our job, is when a threat show itself, or you know you finna bite the dust, your job is to show them how much your life matter. That's your job. Try to get one of them. If you know you finna leave here, don't be begging. Your job is to show them that your life is important. That's your job.
Tragic outcome.
That video, every time I see that video, I saw it yesterday, it's heartbreaking. You can see the fear on her face.
And hear it.
She has bad information. He has bad information.
According to who? Y'all journalists. What a Freedom of Information Act that did. How you know they got bad information? Oh, they told me that they got bad information. Who told you? Who told you? Huh? You ain't heard nothing about the police ain't giving out information because it's an ongoing investigation. You ain't heard none of that. And I done went through CNN. I got an NBC video and I ain't heard none of that. All of them spewing the same lies.
He's amped up and scared. She doesn't know what the hell is happening. The guy comes out with a gun. It's so heartbreaking.
Tragic, and we'll just see how the prosecution and how the defense, what they can claim, whether they can use the Castle Doctrine because it was outside of the house.
Scammers are definitely liable in my mind. I mean,
Tony,
they're the ones that put those two people in that situation. Lily, thank you very much. We're going to turn now to the...
Okay. Hey, the scammers is up there reporting the news. Those are your scammers. Them your scammers right there, your mystery scammers. They up there spewing propaganda. But all right.
Here behind me is where a scam call turned deadly, and I'm going to step out of the way here so you can get a look here. The man who lives here is accused of shooting and killing an Uber driver. He now faces a murder charge and potential other charges. According to reports, authorities say William Brock had been receiving multiple threatening scam calls the morning.
Okay, what reports? What reports? I want y'all to start. I want y'all to start looking at this stuff. If it's true, the truth gonna remain the same. It's gonna stand the test of time. It's gonna stand the barrage of truth coming at it. It's gonna be the same when the smoke clear. If it's the truth. What reports? White supremacy? I'm white and I say so?
Charges. According to reports, authorities say William Brock had been receiving multiple threatening scam calls the morning of March 25th. The calls were concerning an incarcerated relative, and Brock was told to meet at the courthouse to pay a ransom of $12,000 in bail.
Y'all hear that? The criminals stealing the old man. The criminals are so smart that they want the old man to meet him at the courthouse to pay him. Listen at it. Yeah, these criminals so smart. They so genius that they want them to meet him at the courthouse to collect the money so he gonna scam them out of.
And Brock was told to meet at the courthouse to pay a ransom of $12,000 in bail money, or they would kill him and his relative. Around the same time of the call, Lolitha Hall received directions from the same person or an accomplice, instructing her to go to Brock's home to pick up a package for delivery. Dashcam video from Hall's car shows her arrive to Brock's home to pick up.
He's scared and this woman barely can stand up. Don't buy into that I fear for my life. We the only people that are not allowed to fear for our life. That's all right. I'm gonna show up some PTSD. I pray I don't have to. Yeah. They expect us to act as though we ain't been going through all this stuff for 400 years. They expect us to act as though epigenetics ain't a thing. Y'all do know trauma that our ancestors went through is genetically learned. It's in our genes. Y'all do know that, don't you? Y'all do know that, don't you? They did tests on mice. They shocked the parents of the mice. They made the mice smell peppermint and shocked the mice. Kept shocking the mice, putting them near peppermint, shocking the mice. The babies, the third generation of the mice, ain't even been around no peppermint and ran from the peppermint. But they expect us to act like we cool and ain't nothing going on. We supposed to ignore all truth. Y'all know the biggest lie. One of the biggest lies to ignore all the dangers around you. I'm not saying do anything outside of the Bible. I'm not saying that. I'm saying keep your eyes open. Remember that even the Bible said be angry and don't sin. The Messiah went in there whooping folks up out the temple. Went in there turning over money changers' tables. The same Messiah that they don't want to meet, that they don't teach about, he gonna be killing folks in the end. Remember, Matthew said, just like lightning come from the east to the west, you gonna see the Messiah. You gonna know he coming. Let me write that down right now. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that lesson. The world gonna know the Messiah coming. You gonna see him. The Bible said every eye gonna see him. Y'all ain't gotta wonder. Y'all ain't gonna have to worry about is he out there in the desert. You ain't gonna have to worry about is he out in the ocean. You ain't gonna have to worry about is he under the ocean. The Bible said just like the light coming from the east to the west, just like that sun come from the east to the west, he gonna get to us. All right? But anyway, let me see here. I done wrote that down so I make a mental note. But yeah.
That package. According to reports from the Clark County Sheriff's Office, Brock allegedly had a gun. This video appears to confirm that. The incident report says Brock allegedly took Hall's phone and
that video must have been in her car. That's the only reason why he got caught. Is that her car? But anyway.
Incident report says Brock allegedly took Hall's phone and wouldn't let her leave. And when she tried to go, authorities say Brock then shot Hall. They started fighting and he shot her 2 more times. Authorities received a call from Brock saying he had shot someone on his property because they were trying to rob him. When units arrived, they found Hall with multiple gunshot wounds and Brock was bleeding from his head. Hall was flown to Kettering Hospital in Dayton, where she died. Reports say while officials were on scene, Brock's landline phone kept ringing, and when one officer picked it up, the man on the other line said he was an officer. And
now, according to this report here, an officer picked the phone up. He's supposed to have been okay. The officer shouldn't have never said he was an officer. That don't even sound right, y'all. What the police go? Listen. Just listen.
Brock's landline phone kept ringing, and when one officer picked it up, the man on the other line said he was an officer. And the real officer explained what happened and asked the caller to meet.
Why would the police tell the man on the phone, the so-called scammer, what happened? If I'm the scammer, I'm not meeting you. That don't make sense, family. Why would the police job is to draw them in, not tip them off. Is that making sense to y'all? Listen to what she said. Listen to it again. The scammer on the phone. The police told the scammer what happened. So now the police is is obstructing justice.
Reports say while officials were on scene, Brock's landline phone kept ringing, and when one officer picked it up, the man on the other line said he was an officer. And the real officer explained what happened and asked the caller to meet. And he agreed, but never showed up. We reached out to...
So, y'all understand, I wonder, did he get any names? Did he trace the phone call? You know, police stuff. Seemed like the police should have tried to keep him on the phone and start snapping fingers, start trying to get that phone call traced. You understand what I'm saying? Seemed like he'd have been talking. Yeah, how much money? How much money you... Well, seemed like he'd been trying to keep him on the phone. All right, man, I don't like the courthouse. Let's go to McDonald's somewhere. Courthouse, there's too many, I don't want to go to the courthouse. But no, the police go tip them off. Hey, well, it was a big shootout up here, and one old man shot a black woman. It was a shootout up here. Can you come meet me somewhere? Does that sound like police work to y'all? Or it sound like fleece work?
Uber, and they responded with this statement saying, in part, quote, "There is no other way to describe this incident than a horrific tragedy. Our hearts continue to be with Lolitha's loved ones as they grieve her sudden loss. We have been in contact with law enforcement and remain committed to supporting their investigation."
Okay, Uber. Start dropping some info. How long they had that account? Okay. What vicinity was that? Is that account? What vicinity is that account? Where's the origin of it? What state? What city? What town? You understand? Okay, AT&T, Verizon. Okay, phone companies. What if we need some information on this phone call? They got these doggone. Hey, they got the stuff now. But anyway. They only pull that stuff out when it's us.
Quote. Uber also went on to say the account of the individual who ordered the Uber trip has been banned. The sheriff's office is also reminding residents to be extra cautious and that no law enforcement agency or court will call you and demand for bail money over the phone that goes.
Now, I'm going to tell you something else don't make sense. Why would the sheriff say no law enforcement going to call and ask money? Well, I guess he talking about all of them in case if they don't threaten you. But okay, I can understand. But this guy threatened them.
Or court will call you and demand for bail money over the phone that goes for any other court functions as well. Reporting in Springfield, Grace Hewitt, 2 News.
All right, family. Let me get on out of here. Let me see here. That's about all I got. I just want y'all to start thinking. Hey, something is wrong. You right. That ain't the protocol. It's a whole lot of holes in their story. I got another video. Y'all remember that black guy, Lacey, that got killed in North Carolina? Y'all remember that black guy that was hung on a swing and ain't nowhere for him to get up there on that y'all remember that? I could wrap this up right now, y'all want me to go over that video right quick? If y'all want me to go over that video right quick, give me a 1. I poke all kind of holes in that. Let me show you. If I don't get no 1s, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm gonna just wrap it up right now. Yeah, all right. Okay, you remember that? All right, hold on. Let me see here. Let me close these tabs. All right. They shouldn't take it down, but they might age restrict it. But anyway, that's why you gotta be subscribed. But anyway, y'all see this? Now look, the so-called fact checkers got it down as this. Look, they got it down as suicide. This is your so-called fact checkers, your fake fact checkers. They got it down as suicide. When I get through critiquing this, look, 9 years ago. That's why I said leave them cave folks alone. Leave these Neanderthals alone. If you ain't no Neanderthal, I'm not talking about you. But I am saying this, leave these white folks alone. We ain't supposed to be mixing and mingling with them. All right. The caveman coming out, them the ones doing all the killing and going on. Hold on. This thing ain't gonna play? Let me see here. Okay. See, can I get it? Okay.
I look for him and I don't see him. I listen for him and I don't hear him.
The last time Claudia Lacy saw and heard her 17-year-old son, Lennon Lacy, was around the time he snapped this selfie. The caption, "Last night pic before the game." Lennon was a high school student in Bladenboro, North Carolina, and a lineman on the football team focused on a professional football career.
He was a physical fit 17-year-old, very athletic, very, very athletic, down to his food, everything he drank.
But Lennon had asthma and had to exercise outside at night after the temperature dropped.
Okay. Now, one way you could tell if it changed, he'll stop worried about what he eat. He'll take his mind off of trying to be, a football player. That was how you know that he's, his mind, something going on with him. The behavior changed.
Something his family said he did often. Lennon headed out for a walk the night of August 28th. They never saw him alive again. The next morning.
It's a black male subject hanging from the swing. Yeah, he's hung himself.
Y'all see that? Did y'all catch that?
They never saw him alive again. The next morning.
It's a black male subject.
Look, read that. Black male subject hanging from the swing. How the caller know he hung himself? Since when do the police take the word of callers? Huh? Out the gate, they already telling what it is. Y'all see that? Let me wind it back a little bit. How she know? How she know he hung himself? Okay, if she watched him hang himself, number one, why she didn't help him? Why she didn't try to talk him out of hanging himself if she know? Number two, how you know he hung himself? That ain't the worst of it.
August 28th. They never saw him alive again. The next morning.
It's a black male subject hanging from the swing. Yeah, he's hung himself.
Lennon's body was found dangling, covered in fire ants in the center of a mobile home park.
Y'all see that? Y'all see them swings? I know it's hard to see. There's something like that, but it ain't nothing for him to get up on. Okay?
The center of a mobile home park.
It's out in the open. There's trailers all around.
So he killed himself in the middle of the in white folks' neighborhood. Let me put that in layman's tongue. Let me put that in Ebonics for you. Yeah. Let me put that in hood terms for you. He killed himself in the middle of a bunch of white folks. Let me hold on. Let me bring something back to your memories. Y'all see that? Black man hanging around a bunch of white folks. But anyway, what I'm saying is, this is more liable. This is more likely than this story that they telling. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything because I wasn't there, but I know when something stink.
People work, around the clock at these hours of the day. Someone should have saw something, but no one have seen anything.
It was unreal. It was like a dream. It was like I was not seeing what I was seeing.
The state medical examiner's office declared Lennon's death a suicide, but
there go another division of white supremacy. The medical office, the 911 taking the advice of a caller, and they just like lockstep. Here go the medical examiner.
Lennon's mother believes they're wrong.
He didn't do this to himself.
Do you believe your son was lynched?
Yes.
Pierre Lacy is Lennon's brother.
He may either been strangled somewhere else and then placed there, or he was hung there while people were around watching him die.
Now that's very possible too. They got him somewhere else and put him up there. Now that's possible.
When questioned by state investigators, Lennon's mom said he'd been depressed because a relative had died recently. Lacey says she did not mean that he suffered from depression.
When you just lose someone close to you, you're going to be depressed, upset, in mourning.
Lennon's family says he was focused on football and college and distracted by his ex-girlfriend. His mother says 17-year-old Lennon had been dating a 31-year-old white woman. The age of consent in North Carolina is 16. Still, some people in this small southern town did not like it. Lennon's mother did not like their...
Y'all see how they covered for the white woman? The age for consent in North Carolina is 17. Notice how they covered for her.
Focused on football and college and distracted by his ex-girlfriend. His mother says 17-year-old Lennon had been dating a 31-year-old white woman. The age of consent in North Carolina is 16. Still, some people in this small southern town did not like it. Lennon's mother did not like their dramatic age difference.
I was shocked, disappointed, and I also initially told him how I felt. I did not approve of it.
In the wake of his hanging, some wondered if he was killed because he was in an interracial relationship. Racial tension can often exist just below the surface, and here it can break through. Local news covered a Ku Klux Klan rally.
Y'all pay attention. Your usual suspects.
Racial tension can often exist just below the surface, and here it can break through. Local news covered a Ku Klux Klan rally in a nearby county just weeks before Lennon's body was found.
Are there people in this community who didn't like that
I'm
a
sure
17-year-old black male and a 31-year-old white female?
A week after Lennon was buried, a teenager was arrested for desecrating his grave.
Now, after he dead, somebody defecating. No, he said defacing. Okay. Somebody's messing with his grave. You see that? Like I said, this is more probable what happened than what they want us to believe.
17-year-old black male and a 31-year-old white female.
A week after Lennon was buried, a teenager was arrested for desecrating his grave. Reverend William Barber leads the North Carolina conference of the NAACP.
There are too many questions, and it very well could be.
And this is another reason why nothing get done. These Boule Negroes. This is another reason.
A lynching or stage lynching. We don't know. But what we do know is there has to be a serious and full investigation of these matters.
The NAACP hired forensic pathologist Christina Roberts to review the case, including Dr. Deborah Radish's autopsy completed for the state. Her first concern, basic physics. Lennon was 5'9". The crossbar of the swing set is 7.
Look, ain't nothing for him to get up there. Look. It'd have been easier for him to go somewhere else. Look. So he gonna climb up there and put something up there and then just drop down. Okay.
Autopsy completed for the state. Her first concern, basic physics. Lennon was 5'9". The crossbar of the swing set is 7.5 feet off the ground. With no swings or anything else found at the scene that Lennon could have used, according to the NAACP's review.
So wasn't nothing up under there for him to no way for him to get up there. I'm trying to get y'all to see. Hold on. Look, how you get up there? That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. These folks know. That's what I told you. Your job is to make sure they know how much your life matters.
Else found at the scene that Lennon could have used, according to the NAACP's review. How did he get up there?
His size, his stature does not add up to him being capable of just constructing all of this alone.
Let me see. I just thought of something. Hold on. They should have had that whole area taped off. They should have been swabbing. They should have been swabbing all this stuff. After all, if he climbed up there, his ski, hey, they ought to be able to prove it. But anyway.
Caller, a 52-year-old woman was able to get the 207-pound teen.
Now, how did this woman get him down?
Old woman was able to get the 207-pound teen down.
Do I need to try to get him down? If you can.
Then,
okay, now y'all know why this is important. Y'all know what's wrong with that. Y'all know what's wrong with that. That's called contaminating a crime scene. Why would the 911 caller tell somebody that called in to get somebody down? Why? He got fire ants on him. He's not moving. Clearly he dead. Think about it. Okay, is the police department in on it? Huh? That woman I couldn't even get that man down. He'd have to hit the ground. He'd have to hit the ground. I probably could I probably could keep him from hitting the ground. But think about it. You supposed to know nobody's supposed to go near nothing. Nothing. Nobody goes near nothing. Contaminating, cross-contaminating, destroying evidence. But the 911 caller, number one, said she took the word of the caller. He hung himself. That's number one. Number two, she telling them to contaminate the crime scene.
Caller, a 52-year-old woman was able to get the 207-pound teen down.
Do I need to try to get him down? If you can.
Then, seconds later.
I'm letting him down.
According to the NAACP review, Dr. Radish also noted that she was not provided with photographs or dimensions of the swing set. Without this information, she would be unable to evaluate the ability to create this scenario. Lacey says she told state investigators the belts used to fashion the noose did not belong to Lennon.
Now, if that's what was his neck was in, it should be some skin cell. They supposed to be swabbing all that. You don't just say suicide. You treat it like it's a homicide until the evidence show you otherwise. You supposed to be out there swabbing. Yes, you know why? Because you might get Billy Bob DNA. You might get a caveman hair out of there. You understand? But if you call it suicide, you ain't swabbing nothing. If you contaminating the crime scene, there is no investigation. Police probably killed him.
Gators, the belts used to fashion the noose did not belong to Lennon.
I know every piece and every stick of clothes this child has. I buy it. I know.
The initial report from the local medical examiner, however, notes that the belts appeared to be dog leashes. According to the NAACP's review, Radish said she thought some portion must be missing because there was no secondary cut.
It don't even look like it would hold his weight. That don't even look like that would hold his weight. But anyway.
Leashes. According to the NAACP's review, Radish said she thought some portion must be missing because there was no secondary cut in either belt, a cut that would have been made to take the body down. And Lennon's family says he left home that night where.
So, really, they can't say he was hung up on that swing or not. And there's no evidence of him being cut down. You understand what I'm saying? They just put the body right there and said he was up there. It's looking like that woman that called the doggone 911 operator. Yeah. That's what it's looking like. Let's listen to it again.
She thought some portion must be missing because there was no secondary cut in either belt, a cut that would have been made to take the body down. And Lennon's family says he left home that night wearing size 12 Air Jordans, but he was found wearing these size 10.5 Air Force One.
Okay. They need to be running swabs all up in them shoes. Them ain't his shoes. The shoes are too small. Where the laces at? You understand? They need to be swabbing all that stuff.
To take the body down. And Lennon's family says he left home that night wearing size 12 Air Jordans, but he was found wearing these size 10.5 Air Force Ones, shoes that were not with Lennon's body when he arrived at the medical examiner's office, according to the NAACP review.
He's going to walk a quarter mile from his house in a pair of shoes that's 2 sizes too small after he takes off his new pair of shoes. And this is a 17-year-old black kid with a brand new pair of Jordans on. He's going to take those Jordans off and just get rid of them and put on some shoes that's not his. We don't know where he
So now he got missing shoes.
got them from.
And he got a new pair of shoes that ain't his. You understand? See, I'd be looking in the tag and see if they could track them numbers down to a particular store that might could track it down to a buyer. See, that's what them numbers and stuff on your clothes. Sometimes they could track them numbers down to a particular Walmart, and then they go back and review the camera footage, or if you swipe the card and catch and see whoever that was bought them shoes using camera footage. You see how that stuff works? They could track it down to a particular store. I know Walmart don't sell Nikes. They could track some of them things. I've been watching them shows. They could go in there and get them numbers. They type that number in. They see what city it was shipped to, what store got them, and then them numbers on that barcode on that receipt show you where it was sold, and then they're gonna give you a timestamp. Then you go to the video of the timestamp and look at that register and who is there.
No laces in them, and continue to walk down this dirt road late at night to a swing set in the middle of the trailer park and hang himself.
And there are questions in the NAACP review about Lennon's death being ruled a suicide. Dr. Radish noted that her determination of manner of death in this case as suicide was based on the information she was provided by law enforcement and the local medical examiner. She would have likely called the manner of death pending while awaiting toxicology and investigation.
Hold on, I'll read comments.
Noted that her determination of manner of death in this case as suicide was based on the information she was provided by law enforcement and the local.
How? Now I'm just looking at the evidence CNN just showed. No evidence shows suicide. Number one, no evidence of him being able, no cut to show that he was ever hung up there. No evidence show that. Number two, the caller said he hung himself. Number three, the 911 dispatcher said contaminate the crime scene. What evidence shows that he committed suicide? So now you got the coroner in on it. Telling y'all, I don't trust none of these doggone devils.
Review about Lennon's death being ruled a suicide. Dr. Radish noted that her determination of manner of death in this case as suicide was based on the information she was provided by law enforcement and the local medical examiner. She would have likely called the manner of death pending while awaiting toxicology and investigation, but the local medical examiner had already signed the manner of death as suicide. However, in the summary of the case written the day Lennon was found, the local medical examiner asked, "Did he hang himself? Will autopsy tell us?" and left the conclusion on the manner of death pending. We asked to interview Radish, who declared the death a suicide. Instead, a department spokesperson sent CNN a statement confirming the conversations between Roberts and Radish in writing the comments that were released.
They ain't want to talk. See, if you ain't done nothing wrong, why you don't want to talk? You don't want to be on record where people could dissect your lies. That's what I suspect. If you did everything on the up and up, why you can't talk for a couple minutes? But y'all gonna do this letter.
The local medical examiner asks, "Did he hang himself? Will autopsy tell us?" and left the conclusion on the manner of death pending. We asked to interview Radish, who declared the death a suicide. Instead, a department spokesperson sent CNN a statement confirming the conversations between Roberts and Radish in writing, the comments that were released by the NAACP were a synopsis of the professional exchange between the NAACP's independently retained forensic pathologist and Dr. Radish.
Hold on, let me read that. Now look, see, you see what I'm talking about? What the NAACP got anything to do with the investigation? So now they now they the police? They the detectives now? Huh? You see what I'm talking about? I'm telling y'all, white people started and control and maintain NAACP. They only got a black president in what, the 70s? Okay. Y'all see this is out of whack. These folks ain't qualified to do no police work. But they all up in the statements and stuff. Let me rewind it in case I didn't see that right.
Synopsis of the professional exchange between the conversations between Roberts and Radish. In writing, the comments that were released by the NAACP were a synopsis of the professional exchange.
The NAACP should have let her come out with her own talk. I want y'all to see the puppet. I want y'all to see the puppet masters at work. They should have let that woman speak for herself. That's her job. But the NAACP all up in the Kool-Aid, y'all. Telling y'all, they everywhere.
Roberts and Radish. In writing, the comments that were released by the NAACP were a synopsis of the professional exchange between the NAACP's independently retained forensic pathologist and Dr. Radish. Local police and state investigators declined to speak with CNN on camera for this story.
We don't have confidence in this local group.
So y'all saw the story. The story 9 years old. The NAACP had their own forensic pathologist. And y'all saw the video. They still rule of suicide. Look. They still got suicide down there. That's the NAACP at work.
Between the NAACP's independently retained forensic pathologist and Dr. Radish. Local police and state investigators declined to speak with CNN on camera for this story.
Why the police scared to talk? I just showed you why they scared to talk. Number one, the 911 caller telling the doggone some random white woman to contaminate the crime scene. Number two, the 911 caller telling her to get the man down. And then number three, the caller, the 911 caller, told the dispatcher that the man hung himself. How she know? Was she there when he was hanging himself? Why? That's why you don't want the police. The police don't want to talk. When it's black folks don't want to talk, yeah, he guilty. He did it. He hiding something. But when it's the police, business as usual.
Local police and state investigators declined to speak with CNN on camera for this story.
We don't have confidence in this local group here.
And I don't have confidence in you and the NAACP.
To be able to.
All the thing I'm confident is you're going to find a dinner table and some pork chops. That's all thing I'm confident in you doing. Because you do that very well.
Carry out the depth level of the investigation that needs to be done.
Now, the FBI is reviewing the circumstances surrounding Lennon's death.
That's all I've asked for. What is due, rightfully to me and my family.
Look. Now, the FBI reviewing. The FBI reviewing now, and I just showed you all kind of holes in the logic. It don't make logical sense. But the feds, but look, you look under the video 9 years later, it still got, look, 9 years ago, and it's still, they got suicide information under there as if the black man killed himself. The feds gonna review it. Yeah.
Surrounding Lennon's death.
That's all I've asked for. What is due,
the depth level of the investigation that needs to be done.
Now, the FBI is reviewing the circumstances surrounding Lennon's death.
That's all I've asked for. What is due, rightfully to me and my family. Justice. Prove to me what happened to my child.
Well, as for the local police department, because of its small size, it's an 11-person department. It says it referred this case to the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. Now, so far, that agency has only acknowledged that it has the case, but had no further comment.
Yeah. But anyway, all right, family. What's up, Mike? I see you. All right, family. Gonna shut it down. Any questions? Huh? Any questions? All right, family. Y'all just keep your eyes open and don't worry. Don't worry. Just look to the Most High, okay? You in more danger not being aware of these heathens than me telling you that you in danger. You in danger regardless. You in more danger not knowing not understanding the threat. You in more of a danger. At least knowing you in a war, your chances of survival becomes greater. But all right, family, Shalom.
Y'all be doing good. Y'all be doing good in the beginning. Till you get that phone call. Now you know how to act. Bet not say it. You bet not say it. Bet not say it. You got a whole lot of powerful information to tell them, but you better not say it. You don't like the way the people are being evilly treated, but you better not say it. You just wrote a new vocal exposing a total agenda, but you better not lay it. They'll stop me from making a living for this in the system, so you better not say it. Hey, they want to bitterly infect my ability to inspect them and critically project. And if I disagree a sec, they elect to belittle me and consider me a threat. This enemy is the epitome of thinking that he is a deity because he giving me a check. Deflect, pitifully redirect, instead I'll get rid of me for not being politically correct. Real slowly they get to know you, then go through your social, and as you're growing, you never know that they notice ya. The First Amendment is bogus because the whole of the population's been totally overloaded with phobias. Now they're insulted, the cancel culture is holding the rope and hoping to dope you with panic like it's an opiate. Ready to throw you to the lowest pit to show you and let you know that the shit that you quoted was inappropriate. Lies, still hovering over the original owner, not knowing that we are not opposing. Fake converts doing con work with stolen identities, knowing that they are not the chosen. Funny how the ones who done the most dirt be the ones who boast of being beyond reproach. They cast a spell knowing that once it's broke, conscious woke folks are done with the guns and dopes. So, you got a whole lot of powerful information to tell them, but you better not say it. You don't like the way the people are being evilly treated, but you better not say it. You just wrote a new vocal exposing a total agenda, but you better not lay it. They'll stop you from making a living for this in the system, so you better not say it. I'm pushing the envelope and snatching the bottom out, rerouting all of the facts that the enemy lied about. From the curse of Ham and every lie that come out his mouth, genocidal models privately plotted inside his house. We keep playing it back with every fatal attack. You kill us and then you try to tell us the way to react. As soon as the facts spray them, they find a way to distract. No reparations for slavery, never paid us for that. Ever wonder why police love making us die, but white murderers always get taken alive? When we see the judge, he coming in with a different mind. So too many times the punishment didn't fit the crime. Whenever an anti-political guy get it, not many people consider the FBI did it. When you threaten your op, nothing but fire coming out. Asking about the Illuminati, he quiet as a mouse. Watch out, your freedom gonna be flacked on if you're talking to Vlad and speaking on everybody that you clapped on. You better stop high capping and yapping about all of the street money that you made in them rap songs. Presentable is evidence, so the RICO case that they sent it you is essentially non-winnable. It's been approved, so they finna use any hint of clues from your interviews, no matter how minuscule. You got a whole lot of powerful information to tell them, but you better not say it. You don't like the way the people are being evilly treated, but you better not say it. You just wrote a new vocal exposing a total agenda, but you better not lay it. They'll stop you from making a living for this in the system, so you better not say it. Your career and livelihood, that's gone. Now you're begging and trying to get them to put your back on. Anytime you're dropping the fact strong, the arm you set up on responds to snatch you off of the platform. You are not the first, they froze plenty of soldiers, so you don't even know that there's been many before you. Thinking you in control until his enemy shows it. The minute you expose it is when he's bending you over. So now they roughing you up cause they had enough of you. Just a couple of months from you thinking they was in love with you. You buffed them publicly in a way they wasn't accustomed to. Now you're suffering cause you discovered who was untouchable. Today ain't like back in the days. You'll be lacking in pay after saying a fashion with an accurate phrase. And not even comedians keeping you laughing the safe. You may get slapped on the stage or attacked with a blade. This industry is a fraud. You can make a little noise until you speak on them fellas that be liking little boys. Then they shatter your reputation until you're unemployed. Cause telling the world on them just only get some annoyed. You were standing on principle till your work got a scoop. Now you're kissing ass cause somebody got hurt by the truth. You want me to worship you to get put in the right file. Got a smile acting like I co-sign your lifestyle. Hell no. You got a whole lot of powerful information to tell them, but you better not say it. You don't like the way the people are being evilly treated, but you better not say it. You just wrote a new vocal exposing a total agenda, but you better not lay it. They'll stop you from making a living for this in the system, so you better not say it.